Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we discover the stained glass and copper artistry of Susan Smith. From her Mount Pleasant home studio, Susan catches and manipulates the material into bright whimsy. Then we're heading to an operating Ginseng and Goldenseal farm, located in the beautiful rolling hills of northwestern Lower Michigan. From just a few small acres, this man's crop draws interest and customers from around the world. Stay tuned, it's all coming up next on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Clemix Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Clemix Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Clemix on Mapes Road, Mile. Well, on this edition of Michigan Magazine, on the outskirts of Mount Pleasant, in the rural area, beautiful area. I bet you this place is nice in the fall time, isn't it, Sue?
It is. It's beautiful.
Inspiration from an artist here, Sue Smith. Sue, thank you very much for allowing us into your workshop and studio here. And she is a copper artistic interpreter of art, I guess. What do you do here? Incredible work here. She's at a Michigan Magazine Expo every year, and she does wonderful work, garden stakes, decorative pieces. What do we have here? And tell us, after you tell us what this is. I think this is a garden stake, right?
Yes, it is a garden stake. Yep.
How in the world did you get into the world of copper, and what brought you to this point here?
Well, actually, I started out with stained glass.
Stained glass,
and
okay.
I had a friend that actually bought a small piece, and it was made just like with some little marbles, and I kind of went off on the bigger hand-blown bulbs so people could see them better, and then I started incorporating some of my stained glass into it too. So.
And what you do is you incorporate copper and into the globes,
right,
and provide some very decorative pieces. Now, how did you learn the world of art, or as far as copper art? How did you get into that?
Started
you just liked it?
Okay. It was I had the soldering ability down already, and so I needed some way to hold the bulb into the piece of copper fitting and stuff, so that's how I got started with that.
Oh, okay.
So, and I just kind of twist it any way I feel like, and and whatever comes out, comes out.
How long have you been doing this?
About 3 years now.
3 years, and you've been to our show pretty much ever since you've been into the world of your creations here.
Yeah.
And you've also got a new one, I think, I find fascinating. You call this a Bahama Mountain?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us the inspiration behind this.
And actually, this is made out of stained glass.
Stained glass.
And then I wrap the copper tubing, it's small tubing, around it, and then that way I can solder around the jewelry, and I put little stones down here just to weight it so that they're a little more stable. So,
and you can find these in the gardens, and where would you find something like this?
And actually, you know, in the dining room table or in a window, and just any place, you know, for decoration.
Right,
So-
right. And you do everything from your home here.
Yes, I do.
In the outskirts.
Yep.
That's beautiful work
So
here.
this is my workshop. My husband finished it off for me. We had a room upstairs.
Oh, okay. You've been
And
expanding, have you, since you started?
I started in the utility room.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, I had to pick up every night and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we had this room up here with nothing going on.
So we've got plenty going on
Yep,
now.
yep.
You,
So
you do
he keeps-
shows throughout the year. I mean, you do ours,
Yes.
of course.
Yep.
But tell us a little bit about what we have over here. Stained glass pieces and also copper pieces.
Yes, these are I use all glass and copper, and whatever I can find a piece of glass, I'll try to wrap the copper or wire around them to create a window hanger or something for outside for the gazebo. And
Oh, yeah.
so these are little plant stakes. So if you don't want quite as big a scale, you can put them in a house plant.
Yeah,
So-
look at that. We have some hummingbird feeders.
Hummingbird
Look at
feeder,
that.
yeah. So,
That would attract any hummingbird.
yeah. So,
Well, what got you into it in the first place? Was it just your love of copper, your love of
stained glass.
stained glass?
And, yes.
Did you?
And I always liked to putter. And so I needed some place, you know, and once I started making stuff, my husband said, "What are you going to do with all this stuff?" And I hadn't really thought about that, you know. And so a friend of mine, we got into our first show. It was at a church bazaar. And we did pretty well, so we thought, well, we'll try some more. So we just kind of went from there. And,
Yeah.
and then I went on and started using the bigger hand-blown bulbs.
Oh, yes, yes.
For,
Some of them
bigger
are from
light-
out of state, but we know some are from in-state,
Yeah.
the Grand Traverse area,
Yep.
Gail
And
Leone.
this, of course, I
Look at this.
created from my
This
stained
is-
glass skills.
This
and
is neat.
so it just adds a bright touch of color
Yeah,
to your
you
garden.
love color, don't you?
Yes, I
can
do.
tell you the brightness, yes.
Yep.
It is really creative. Where did you go to get your instruction, or are you a self-taught artist, or
Yes.
pretty much so?
Yep, mhm.
Okay.
I got my stained glass skills actually from a shop in Mount Pleasant.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and I see over there in the closet we've got supplies. Let's
Oh,
take a
yeah.
look. Now this is where some of your stained glass is, and some of your raw material.
Right,
You get
yeah.
them by the sheets then, and you cut
yes.
them out.
Yep, I buy them by 12 by 12
Oh, yeah.
inch, and then I cut them from
And I
that.
see you don't, nothing is thrown away, I would imagine,
know.
because everything can be used for something else, especially the smaller pieces like that. That's
Yes.
great. That's wonderful. How many shows do you do a year?
I
Sue?
did about 25 last year.
Wow, 25 shows.
Yeah.
It keeps you going,
Yes,
doesn't
it does. Every weekend, my husband will go with me, and we load up the truck, and away we go.
Yeah.
So,
You meet some wonderful people at
Yes.
Pratt and Art shows, don't you?
yes, we do.
Beautiful people.
So-
Look at here. This is your supply of glass
marbles,
bulbs
yeah.
and marbles, and wow. Yes. And we've got
So-
something going on here. What have you got going on here?
these are...
Are they finished?
Nope, these are not finished.
Okay.
What I do is, I don't have it soldered yet,
Okay.
but what I'll do is I'll spread these out and I solder them, and then
Oh.
this piece goes in the center to create the moon and the stars. And then I put little copper stars here, and it's nice to hang on a fence or,
Yes, it
or
is.
from a gazebo and or deck if you have the taller posts and
Those would
stuff.
look beautiful when the light
Yeah.
hits it in a certain
Yes.
way. They would. Where do you get your inspiration? In the middle of the night, or do you just see something that has to be?
Well, I know people were into stars and moons.
Right. Uh-huh.
And so that's how I come up with this idea. And a lot of times I'll be sitting downstairs and just puttering or doodling, and that's where I come up with the designs. So,
It's kind of the way the copper is able to be twisted and turned. It's kind of a fluid type of thing. It just is such a nice and natural type of artistry, and the globes and the glass here. Now your outlet is pretty much the art shows, right? I
yes,
mean that's
yeah.
pretty much you're going to be
well,
doing
people at work, you know, they'll see something new, and you sell one thing at work, and they show it to someone, and
Right, word of mouth is the
Yep.
best form of advertising. How
Yep.
about the internet? Any possibilities of a website?
actually,
Or?
you know, I was a little bit nervous on that because I do work full time besides doing the shows.
You
And
want to get too big or
right,
too fast?
yeah. But
Yeah.
people have told me I should try to just put a few things
Yeah.
on and sell them, not take orders necessarily, so that you rack up, you know,
Right.
100 orders and
Uh-huh.
you're taking time off work
Right.
to make your stuff.
Yeah, but it would be a nice so they could see your stuff on the
Yeah.
internet, and then maybe list your show dates too, where you're at. What
Oh,
have you got
sure.
under construction
And actually,
here?
what I have going on here
Oh,
is
my.
I use insulators.
Oh, well there you go.
And then I wrap copper around them. And then, of course, I like the hook to hang them. And then I create the butter, or this one happens to be a bumblebee. And then I solder it on. And then we've got just a cute little bumblebee.
Oh, that's clever.
And then I make them into butterflies also.
Oh,
So,
my.
yeah.
Yeah. Any new projects besides the bumblebees
Actually,
that you got thinking about? Or
you know, sometimes I do better when I'm not trying to think of an idea. Yeah, things come easier. And actually, the Bahama Mamas were kind of it for right now, but you know, I might go someplace and see something, and I could go off from that.
Right. You getting good reaction from the public out there at the shows?
Yes, they seem to like it real well, and they like because it's different.
And they're, of course, weatherproof. The garden stakes
You
be out there.
Yep, put them outside and let them
last
go.
for a lifetime, too. Thank you very much, Sue. And
You're
wish you the best of luck.
Thank
we'll
you
see
very
you
much.
on the highways and byways at all these art shows.
All right.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Oscoda County's Timberland Quilt Trail. Tour our quilt trail next time you're in northeastern Lower Michigan. Cedar Valley Golf Club on Weaver Road, Cummins, Michigan. The beautiful Woodworker Shop located directly across the street from the Skyline Event Center. Detweiler Chalets of Fairview open all year. New recreational trails on man-made lakes. Cummins Market in downtown Cummins, the best little store in town. The Kirtland Insurance Agency, your independent agents in Lewiston and Mayo. Fairview Food Market, famous for their fresh and homed smoked meats, located on the corner in Fairview. Historic Mod Dealers of Luzerne, your hosts Mo and Bird Smith invite you to enjoy good food, drink, and company. Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Remembering good times and great food, Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mayo for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mayo. It's been known for hundreds of years the apparent medicinal and curative properties of wild herbs that are scattered throughout Michigan's wilderness. So popular were some that they are now extinct or very difficult to find in Michigan. And if you did come across a wild plant, it would be illegal to pick. One such plant is American ginseng, known throughout the world for its extraordinary medicinal properties. Hundreds of tons worth millions of dollars are harvested each year from the wooded mountainsides of other eastern United States. To many it's known as green gold. Stephen Edwards of Boyne City is a walking testimony of ginseng's properties. So much so that he's made a profitable pastime, a hobby of growing this rare plant commercially, along with another wonder herb, goldenseal. In his backyard, we visited with Steve to learn more about these two plants and how he became involved in marketing worldwide his annual harvest.
Goldenseal is primarily a medicinal herb that is used by the pharmaceutical industry, and ginseng is primarily exported to the Orient, Barry.
Now, when I heard of ginseng before going to these health stores, I always thought it was from the Orient, but it grows here in Michigan.
Yes, it does. It has a rich and colorful history dating back to the French and Indians.
My goodness. And what are the properties, municipal properties of these two?
Ginseng is used for an overall body toner, enhances the immune system. Goldenseal has antibiotic properties.
No kidding. I didn't realize
sure
that. We've got a couple of examples here. Can we bring these up here?
Sure.
And tell us what the difference are. One of these is ginseng, one is goldenseal.
This is goldenseal right here. As you can see, it's very well named because it's got a gold root, and its main stem leaf looks primarily like a maple leaf. And this is a 3-year-old woods-grown ginseng plant right here, and the root is the valuable part of this plant.
Aha! Now, are these hardy plants, or what does it take to grow them in the state of Michigan?
It takes a sandy, well-drained soil like we're famous for here in northern Michigan.
But one is more susceptible to light than the other, or?
They're both pretty much the same.
Really?
They have to be grown under a forest canopy like this, and too much direct sunlight will kill them. And goldenseal is a pretty hardy plant, but ginseng is pretty finicky.
Let's take a little time here, just a little bit, and talk about some of the history. How far do these go back as far as human consumption of these?
The Chinese have been using ginseng for about 5,000 years as part of their traditional medicine. It's interesting that a French priest discovered ginseng growing near Montreal, Canada, and hired the Indians to go out in the woods and dig it for him, and they in turn exported it to China.
Well, Steve, tell us a little bit about how you got involved or interested in this fascinating world of herbs.
Yeah, it's kind of a circuitous story, Barry. When I was young, I used to trap fur-bearing animals, and I learned that the early trappers grew ginseng and goldenseal in the summertime to supplement their income. So I figured if they could do it, I could do it. So I gave it a try.
This is more of a part-time hobby with you.
That's right, yes.
You're also involved in the school system here in the Boyne City area.
Right, I'm a high school teacher here in Boyne City. In the summertime, this is my summer job.
Now, how did you get actually into this, to find the seeds or the roots, or how did you get involved in this as far as actually doing the work?
I did a lot of research on how to grow them and where in particular they would do the best. And I found some people in Wisconsin that grow both herbs and purchased some seeds back in the late 80s. And since then it's been all systems go. I have to work out here between 3 and 5 hours a day in the summertime. And they need to be weeded. If there's a dry spell, they need to be watered. I fertilize with wood ashes, so everything's grown organically. But pretty much they take care of themselves.
What's the typical growing season for these type of herbs?
They come up about the 1st of May, and they start to yellow and wither and die about the 1st of October or so.
That's when you start harvesting them?
Yes, fall's the harvest time because the sap from the leaves and stems will drain back down to the root and make the root heavier, and also it has the saponins inside there that make the plant valuable.
The process, what do you do when you harvest these roots? Do you dry them, or what do you do? Do you keep them moist, or what?
Right. No, they have to be dried.
They have to be dried.
And in our humid Michigan falls, it's about a 4-week process. You have to spread them out on screens and apply artificial heat. I have a wood stove in the garage for that purpose.
And then from that, do you process them any further down, or
no? I don't.
Is that the market accepts the roots like they are, then, right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Oriental buyers are very interested in American ginseng, and they will compete actively to give buyers the best price.
No kidding. That's great. Now, what forms do we see in the marketplace? Do we see them in vitamins, or do we see them just as plain roots or a powder? What do we see them in the marketplace?
Goldenseal in particular is used as an antibiotic for cold medicines and home remedies and things like that. Ginseng is used to enhance the immune system and provide extra strength and so on.
Would we find them in the form of maybe pills, or perhaps, or a tea or something? Or
yes, both.
Both, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
both.
a good guess.
Yeah, that's right.
So what kind of a taste does this give as far as a tea? I mean, is it a pleasant taste, or is it something that you'd have to grow accustomed to get the benefits from?
Well, if you like chewing a penicillin, you'll love Goldenseal.
I got to stay away from penicillin myself.
I don't blame you. But ginseng, I don't know, it has a fairly pleasant taste, I would think, yeah.
How popular is the growing of this in the United States, and then how popular is it in Michigan?
In northern Michigan, I'm the only grower that I'm aware of. The state of Wisconsin, interestingly enough, exports about $50 billion of ginseng to the Orient a year. Both plants produce seeds, and I harvest the seeds prior to harvesting the roots. And then I'm self-sufficient in seeds, and then I have a harvest every year thereafter from the young plants coming up to maturity.
How big of a plot do you have here that you grow and harvest every year?
I've got an acre, half of which is in Goldenseal, and the other half is in ginseng. I really enjoy it. I like the peace and tranquility of being in the woods, and so the work is just something that goes along with it.
Well, that's a really interesting fact, too, that the tranquility of the places that these that grow. I mean, you don't have to clear cut an area, because that's not the best place for them.
That's exactly right.
It's another alternative, perhaps, clear cutting. If you have an idea of maybe selling the timber, maybe not. Maybe you can just supplement what you would get from the trees with your ginseng and goldenseal.
Exactly, yes. Both plants require a primary canopy and a secondary canopy to be safe.
Are you a customer, or do you ingest these yourself?
Yes, I do. I enjoy lifting weights, and as a result, I take ginseng. And that seems to help my endurance, helps my stamina. And in the past, when I've had colds, I've in fact tried Goldenseal, and I think it helps.
We do appreciate you taking time to tell us a little bit about your herbs and what you've been doing with them, and what you possibly going to be doing with them, and a possible alternative for other people to do with their forest land.
Right. Well, I'm happy to do it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Planning your special day? Canyons Resort on beautiful Sage Lake can make it happen. Enjoy a beachfront wedding. Everything in one location. Food, beverage, lodging, and entertainment. Canyons handles everything from floral arrangements to the wedding cake. Call now to reserve your special day at Canyons. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox. With this ingenious rebounding pole, your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. That's it for another edition of Michigan Magazine, and before we hit the Michigan backroads again, here's today's phrase of the week. Belle Isle, Michigan's newest state park. Send it to us in an email at iwatchmichiganmagazine@gmail.com or on a postcard or in a letter to Michigan Magazine Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 424, West Branch, Michigan 48661. We still have vacation getaways to give away, so enter once a day and include your phone number, please. Have a great week, and we'll see you here next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. Tin Lizzie's 50s and 60s Diner of Mayo, a Michigan dining destination. Cops and Donuts and the Traffic Stop Diner, open 7 days a week and 24/7 during the summer. Amish Country Natural Products of Mayo, featuring area arts, crafts, food, and all natural products. Luzerne Hardware, downtown Luzerne, more than just a hardware. Hitchman Acres, Cabins and Canoes of Mayo. The Mayo Mud Bogs, July 5th and August the 30th.
See